The Shame Report with Dave Dameshek reporting.
Dameshek here, and so is the new year. 2012 is gone, and it took the NFL regular season with it. Now all that's left are the playoffs and more shame than there were people out on Times Square. Who does that, by the way? Anywho, don't get angry at me, players and coaches, if I call your name. Ultimately, I didn't put you on this list. You put you on this list. Let it begin! At number 5, this character behind the end zone at the Bears-Lions game. Turn around, boy. The game's going on right behind you, and you're watching TV. That was your last chance to see a live game in Detroit for a very long time, and you wasted it. Shame! At number 4, Jags head coach Mike Mularkey, who survived an especially rough Black Monday, even though his team went 2-14 this season. Why do you think that is, Coach?
We are close. I mean, look at up until we had 6 minutes in that game where they scored 4 touchdowns on us. Up until that, we were doing a lot of good things.
You know, I point out the old saying about how close only counts in horseshoes, but giving up 28 points in 6 minutes isn't close. It's like tossing a horseshoe and having it land on your head. In other words, I think what you're saying is malarkey. I'm sorry about that, everybody. 2013 New Year's resolution. No more hokey jokes, Dameshek. Next, at number 3, the Houston Texans special team. Hey, fellas, I think we had a little miscommunication. You needed to beat the Colts on Sunday in order to get the bye. But apparently, based on the fact I see Deji Kareem running all by himself, I assume you took your bye in Week 17. And now, you get to play next weekend. Now it's time for this week's Get Out of Shame free card. And I have many to give out. First one goes to Dallas owner Jerry Jones. You know, the guy gets a lot of grief for being too controlling of the Cowboys, but what would you do if you owned a pro football team? Do you play fantasy football? Do you let someone allegedly smarter than you make all your roster moves? Of course you don't. Keep doing what you're doing, Jerry. And kudos to Jay Cutler, our two-sport athlete of the week. Within about 3 seconds, he goes from being a pro quarterback to a volleyball player. Nice spike, brah. And a Get Out of Shame free card to Phil Rivers. I like the spirit in a meaningless game against the Oakland Raiders. Now, if you can just fix pretty much everything else you're doing, you'll be all the way there, fella. And a Get Out of Shame free card for the wild card round matchup between Russell Wilson and RG3. 2 dynamite rookie. Oh, sorry, Alfred. I mean 3 dynamite rookies hooking up in our nation's capital. Can't wait. Now, back to the shameful. At number 2, all the teams who didn't draft Russell Wilson or RG3. Last season should have provided you more than enough evidence on Gabbard, Jacksonville. And the last 3 years should have told you what you needed to know about Castle Chiefs. The Jets now know quantity does not equal quality. Same goes for the Cardinals. And how about them Cowboys? Yeah, I know Romo was great over the last third of the season. But while I know the Romo apologists don't like to hear it, Tony just does not come through in the clutch. 3 atrocious picks against the 30th pasty on Sunday night. He's like a great movie with a bad ending, like Return of the Jedi or Lincoln. I don't know how that movie ended, to be honest. I fell asleep in it. I thought it was kind of boring, actually. It's getting a lot of attention for the... Spoiler alert. Is it that Lincoln? Same guy? I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. How about that? Anywho, you get my point. 3 picks with the season on the line.
That's not good.
Call it whatever you want, Romo apologists. I call it a shame. Now, some important news. All season long, we've been spotlighting your tales of fantasy shame. Now it's time to redeem yourself. Sign up for NFL.com's Playoff Challenge by visiting NFL.com/Playoff Challenge. You can go from fantasy shame to fantasy redemption with your tales of triumph, sung personally by me, Dave Dameshek. Join the conversation throughout the playoffs by using the hashtag Fantasy Redemption. You could have a chance to make the shame report, only minus the shame. And that brings me to number 1 in the brown paper bag of shame, which goes to college football uniforms. The holiday season is over, but bowl season just goes on and on and on. And so do the very confusing wardrobe choices across the NCAA. The Oregon Ducks, of course, started the hokum of wearing a different getup every game, but now it seems everyone's doing it. And as a result, I can't tell who's who. This team is the same team as this team, this, and this? Huh? And huh? What the what? 1 + 1 = 0 cents. Oh, no. I have an idea. Why don't you all just wear one of these? It's the brown paper bag of shame. Yeah, you won't be able to tell who's on your team, but so what? Oh, what's that? I can't hear you. The NFL playoffs are calling. Good luck, by the way, to all those teams. Until next time, try not to embarrass yourselves. TaxSlayer.com, Bull.
Shame.